Hi guys, welcome back. Same shirt, same shirt, same shirt, same day, same day. The reason why I cut that video quick, the one before this one at like 13 minutes instead of my 20 to 30 minutes, my husband called me and he wanted to know how to do my grandmother's morning meds because she hadn't taken them yet. Anyways, I didn't want to go like in and edit and add like another clip or anything like that, so I was just like really abrupt. um, but yeah, so if you don't know, today is July 12th. When you're seeing this, it'll probably be a later date because there will be a video coming out at a later date, like the one before this one. And I am sitting at home because my oldest was sick yesterday. He said he's feeling better, but I don't want to take that whatever he has. I don't want to take it around my grandmother. I don't want to take it around, people at church. I don't want to take it out in public because something happened. Like I can't say something happened. Like we didn't get food poisoning or nothing. It wasn't like travel sickness or nothing like that. Going like an hour and a half out, out of town, and it wasn't nothing like that. But I think between the heat exhaustion last week from the heat wave, and then and then like just not getting enough sleep, like 4th of July, doing all the fun stuff, hanging out in the heat. Didn't really go to sleep until like 4 in the morning because people were shooting off fireworks right by our house. Like, I'm not entitled. Like, I'm not saying the world revolves around us. I'm just saying, like, when you have like fireworks constantly going off, you're not really getting sleep. And then the next day, we were supposed to go to church, but we didn't get up in time, which is rare for us to not go to church. And then we had to stop in Walmart, get a gift present, pick up my grandmother, drive where we was going to a birthday party, drive back. It was really exhausting. Then like me and Daniel got sick, and then my mom, who was not with us, she's sick. And then now my oldest, like my middle child and my youngest child they have like kind of a cough, but they're not like sick. And then my oldest was like really tired, but like sick tired, not like just exhausted. It I don't know. So I was just like, you know what? Something's going around. I don't know what it is. What I'm working on is I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah. I'm working on a moss stitch shawl. This is the second one I've made. This one I'm keeping. I'm keeping it. I'm not donating it. I say that about like my other ones, but like, okay, blue's not really my color, but I mean, I like blue. I love blue, but I'm more of like a pink person. I've been a pink person for about 6 years now, and but this one, like, I just wanted something that was like darker. It was pretty. It was not so bright and colorful that I could pair with like literally anything over top of anything. You know, I just wanted something mild and neutral. I could have done browns, but when I was in Walmart after they did the remodel, this is what popped out to me. It's called Steel Blue. It's Mandela, the gradient, and I bought 4. I don't know if I'm gonna buy 2 more or if I'm gonna buy 4 more, but I want to make this big enough where it goes past my butt, and the arms of it wrap around my front. Like they're gonna wrap around long enough where I can like cross them if I want. Cause I wanted my arm, yeah, okay, whatever. But like I want to be able to cross it around the front of my body and tie it in the back without adding on the chains to tie it around my back. So there's that. If you watch my other video, I'll just tell you here too, but I said in that one, I like to be able to, when I have a hard time wearing shawls. I love shawls, but I have a hard time wearing them because sometimes they just don't sit right. They don't, like, if it's like this material or like a wool material that's like not knitted or crocheted or um, kind of like a blanket material. Like this, you can like put a shawl pin through it and it stays. It doesn't pull. Like, there might be a tiny hole, but it doesn't pull like the fabric apart. It doesn't get stuck. It doesn't like mess up the quality of the material. This, I just like, I have a hard time with them. I have a hard time with like the metal pins lining up. Some people put like, I saw where some people put like a single crochet stitch down around like the neck so you could like tuck it in, which is great. I'm gonna do that to this one too, I think. Just so I have that option. Some people add the string so you could tie them, which is, that's great. I don't want to put a tie one on this one. Yeah, but I like to be able to like cover up, not really have to take anything with me besides like extra hair tie that I usually have, and I can like hair tie it in the back or whatever, you know. But I like to be able to cover my sides, my stomach, my chest, my back with an extra layer and not have to worry about it coming apart when I have like a little, like a sweater or a hoodie or something on underneath it, you know. Anyways, that's my thought process. But just trying to find a shawl that I like to wear that I don't get tired of looking at. Like, I have this one over here behind me that I made that I was going to keep, but I'm giving it to somebody because I love it. I like the granny stitch, single stitch, but I really like the moss stitch, and I haven't worn that one. Like, I know I did that one last year, but I don't know. Sometimes, you know, there's this saying that you could have something in your house, but doesn't mean it's for you, even though you thought it would be, and that's okay. And you know, you hold on to it to the right moment. Yeah, it's kind of what happened. I made it for me, and then I'm like, you know what? I feel like this person would like it better, and that's okay. Oh, mini. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix. I gotta take a shower in a little bit. I'm debating on taking one before Daniel gets home or when he gets home. I don't like being. Ever since I had my hip surgery, I don't like being pregnant or like in the shower by myself home alone in case like something. Well, Mason's here, but he shouldn't have to like help his mom out of the shower if something was to happen. Anyways. But yeah, just like safety precaution wise, because like this pregnancy, I have just been. Sometimes I get lightheaded in the shower, and the water doesn't even have to be hot. And I love hot water, but it doesn't have to be hot. And I get lightheaded, I get dizzy, I get nauseous, I get queasy. Sometimes, when you're pregnant, your center of gravity and balance is off. You know, things shift, things move. Plus, like, I can't wash my feet, so I can have Daniel help me with that. Yeah, it's just like this whole thing. Yeah, and I do have a shower chair, but I just like to know that I have someone here. Now, after this baby's here and all the things, I'll be more independent. like I had my hip and pelvic bone surgery last year, January 29th. Why does that not sound right? I think it was the 29th. It was either January 28th. It was either January 28th or January 29th. I knew I was 28 when I got it done. And, yeah, that was. I thought the recovery was going to be a lot harder than what it was. But it wasn't bad. Like, I'm still recovering in things that I still can't do. Like, my center of gravity is horrible. I still can't bend down. I can't squat. I can't do a lot of things. And then now I'm pregnant, so like it throws everything off. It's just like, yeah. Not complaining. I'm just saying, like, this is my experience. So I'm thinking once my baby girl's, well, and then I got muscular dystrophy too. So once my baby girl's here and I feel okay enough, I'm gonna go talk to my doctor about getting into physical therapy to help me with my center of gravity, working on it, and my muscles, and just getting into like that physical rehab that I need consistently. And hopefully I can do it once a week and do it on Daniel's off day, because then he can watch baby girl while I'm doing an hour of physical therapy, if I'm making any sense. Hopefully I'm making sense. I was going to do physical therapy right after my surgery, but here's what happened. I went to the appointment that I was supposed to go to before physical therapy, or before my surgery. I really planned on coming back. I had my surgery. 2 days later, I found out I had ended up having the flu because I felt awful. 2 or 3 days later, I felt awful. They did a flu swab test while I was in rehab medical, and I had the flu. I went home with the flu. Had to postpone all that because I had the flu. And then everybody else in my house was getting sick because I was sick, and they were bringing home other stuff. And there was like this vicious, continuous cycle. And then what happened was, at that point, school was let out, so I needed to be home with the kids. Couldn't really go and do physical therapy because they were with me. Daniel's work schedule, it just like, it turned into one thing after another after another. And I'm just like, you know what? I did go to one appointment after that when I was starting to feel better, but then I'm like, I just don't think it was in the Lord's timing. I know it was me where I was like not going, like I had that free will, but at the same time I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, I got people sick, I'm technically a carrier because I'm around them. I don't want to go get like elderly people sick and the nursing staff sick, or like, it was just crazy. From October to March, somebody or multiple people were sick with something that whole entire time. It was crazy. Again. And that was after me bringing home the flu in February and people staying sick until like April. Middle of April. It was crazy. And tomorrow Mason has a therapy appointment for his mental health. And then Wednesday I have an appointment. I know they have to do monthly check-ins, which is fine. I'm not saying like, please don't make me run a marathon, please don't like kiss my butt, please don't do nothing like that, but it kind of gets frustrating when you go in once a month when you're not a high risk and like everything's going fine, and they have you come in, they have you do the urine sample, you sit down, they have you climb up on the big table, which I have trouble doing that anyways, and then they sit there and they talk to you for about 5 minutes, they get a heart, you listen to your baby's heartbeat, and they check to see if like your uterus is growing or whatever, and then you're done. It's like less than 5 minutes and you're out. My thing is, unless you're high risk or like something's going on, I kind of feel like you shouldn't have to go. I know this sounds so crazy. I just like, this is my 4th kid and I fully 100% believe in the whole like prenatal care and things like that. I wanted to be a neonatal intensive care nurse, so obviously working with babies and making sure they're fine and they're great in their development and mom, and I'm fully on board on it. My thing is it kind of becomes like this inconvenience thing when you go and you're just there for like a couple of minutes and that's it. Like, if you feel your baby's moving, all like she's great and good and everything. Sometimes it could be a telehealth visit. Now that we have it, you don't have to go in. That's just where I'm at. But So then, like, I have to figure out now, which it's nobody's fault, like, I have kids, right? But I have to figure out, depending, like, so Mason has soccer practice, but he doesn't have summer camp this week, because last week was his last week. By the time my appointment's over, or something, I can't remember, he'll be done with soccer, so he'll have to come home. And then I have to keep an eye on him, on my cameras, to make sure, like, he's safe and he's good, and talk to him and stuff like that, and, you know, because he don't like being home alone. But I gotta do what I gotta do, because Daniel's gonna be with me to help me get up on the table. So, but he's only gonna be home alone for, like, 10 minutes. We don't live that far from there. I just don't want him driving up along the busy street, walking, or whatever he's gonna do. Like, I prefer if he took the back roads from school back to the house and be safe that way. Yeah, it won't be long. And then, like, next week, well, actually, this Friday, my mom's picking up one of them to go camping. And then she's gonna drop them off the next day in the evening, pick up another kid, drop them, like, this whole thing. And then next week, she's taking them all camping until Thursday, I think. I think it's like Monday to Thursday or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, they're all going camping. They have a lot of fun. Anyways, just sitting and chilling. I'm pulling from the outside of the skein instead of the middle like I always do, because this one, say I would start off light blue and how the color changed. I want some more of this dark blue before I go back to light blue. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do, this is my plan. I did center pull, outer pull. So when I get to this skein, because it's going to be bigger, you know, I think I'm going to do from the middle pull of this one and connect it to that blue, the like light blue, and then go from there to make it more, make the light blue thicker. And then I think I'm just going to do that continuously, alternate between inner and outer on my next couple skeins that I'm going to get until I get it big enough. So that's where I'm at. This is what's left of the second ball of yarn. I didn't have enough to go a row, and I didn't want to have to like fool with that. So I have a little skein that I can put on my patchwork blanket. So there's that. Where? Here it is. I know it's kind of quiet, not very loud and robust on this videos. I'm trying to be quiet. I think my oldest is sleeping on the couch, so I'm trying to like not be too crazy, too loud. I'm just trying to be mellow while Daniel and the kids are with my grandma and they're at church. Well, they're there at her house, and then they'll be heading over to church soon. Baby girl is moving and swimming just fine. She loves my stomach. She loves to beat the poo-poo out of me. We go for an ultrasound next week because she wouldn't sit still at the 20-week ultrasound scan. Everything looks good. They just want like solid, visible, you know, photos type of thing. That they could see and monitor. It's crazy to think that, so technically I'll be, so okay, my appointment's on a Wednesdays, the day before like my next week that I turn, like, so like this week I'll be 24 weeks going for my appointment, but I'll technically be measuring 25 weeks because I'm like the day before my 25 weeks, and then my ultrasound appointment I'll be 25 weeks, 6 days, and the day before I turn 26 weeks. So it's crazy to think that just in a couple of weeks I'll be 28 weeks, which is the beginning of the third trimester, and I'm just like, what? And she has everything. We're waiting, I keep saying this, but we're waiting for it to get like more colder seasons for the like more like the fall wintry type of PJs, zip up PJs and stuff like that for her for at night. But yeah, like she's got onesies, she's got sleepers, she's got like the little swaddle Velcro zip up things. She's pretty much set. Gotta put her little bed together. We put the pack and play up in the one of the bedrooms closest to the dining room in the living room, because when we're in there and she's bigger, it's like a pop-up pack and play anyways, but when she's a little bit bigger I can feel safe knowing that I can see her when she's napping and she's relatively close. Does that make sense? Instead of having her on the side of the house. Yeah, all things considered. And then like if we're trying to do like cleaning up or something, she could sit in her little pack and play. Obviously we're gonna have the door open, but she's not moving in there. It's not her little permanent residence. That's what we're saying. But she will be close enough to where we're all at. And then like if we're, listen, I don't believe in keeping a baby quiet and having pure silence when they sleep. Like they need noise, they need to get used to it and all the things. But I do feel like sometimes quiet sleep is needed, or semi-quiet sleep, instead of like really loud, rambunctious, disturbed sleep. So, sorry, I was finding the spot. If we can, like, if we're, say, like, New Year's or whatever, like, we're all staying up and I don't want her sleep getting really disrupted or whatever, I can sit there and put her in her little pack and play thing in the kids' room, and she can sleep. We can have the door closed. She's close to us, so it muffles some of the sound, but she's close enough that like she can hear us. I don't know. I'm making like a long-winded explanation, and I'm trying not to explain. I shouldn't have to explain myself, but I'm trying to make it make sense for you guys, because maybe somebody's in that same situation. I don't know. But she's still gonna be little. She's due at the end of October. Oh, we've been playing card games. While back. Let me get this stitch in. So we like to play card games. All ages card games. Sometimes like add the 30, chase the ace, or like kill thy neighbor. War. Old Maid, Rummy, Go Fish. I'm trying to think of all of them. Anyways. So a while back, we bought this book. And actually, Add to 31 and Chase the Ace is not in here, I don't think. No. Wait, is Chase the Ace in here? Maybe it's underneath a different name in here and I just haven't found it. Anyways, a really great book. It's 101 best family card games. Did I say Daniel's mom? Daniel's mom taught the kids how to play Add to 31, and then anyways, my sister-in-law Brittany taught us how to play Chase the Ace, which was really fun. And then there was it Dynamite? Detonate. I didn't play Detonate, but it's like a whole different game. That's one of those ones where like you have to have like its own set of cards and like dice, which is fun. It's cool to have, but see, I'm kind of in between where like I want one where I can have like one deck of cards and we can all play it and mix it up, play different card games. But also I like having like card games that you can do different stuff, like one thing with. But it's just something extra you have to carry. And then we played, can't remember the name of it, but it's got aliens in it and you're on teams and it comes with the cookies. If somebody can comment down below and tell me what that game is. You have to know where the end card game is, and blue cards you pass to somebody else, and you want to pass it to somebody that's not on your team, and if they get two of those they have to flip over one of theirs, and then pink card just tells you what to do. So like you can swap out with somebody, you can look at somebody else's card, you can like do all the things, but the person with the most cookies at the end wins. It's a fun game. I cannot remember the name of it though. But yeah, just learning some more card games, remembering other card games from my childhood and what the kids have been learning, and Add the 31 is really fun too. So Chase the Ace, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody gets one card. Like shuffle the cards. Everybody gets one card. And then you look at your card, but the other person doesn't. The person that deals out the cards is the person that goes first. The person to the right of them would be the one that goes last. So you have your card. You could choose to swap with the other person, and so on and so on and so on. Last person has to either A, keep their card, or B, exchange it for what's in the deck. Makes sense? Now, Ace, so you start out with however many lives you want. We started out with 4. Okay, aces are -2 lives, so you lose 2 lives if you end up with ace card. King is the highest one. If you have a king, you want to flip it over automatically because then that blocks. Nobody can trade with you. Then you go around, and then whoever has the lowest card, like 2 is the lowest, or like whatever, or ace. You want to make sure you don't end up with the lowest card. If you have the lowest card out of everybody, you lose a life. Ace, you lose 2 lives. So on and so on and so on. So like you could, like somebody could swap with you and you'd be the last person or whatever, and you have a 2 in hand. You can take the chance of saying, this is my card, I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over, I'm going to exchange it for a queen, or like whatever it is in your deck. Or you could have a 10 in hand and you're like, okay, I'm going to swap, I want to exchange this for, ends up being like an ace. And then you keep going, and when you run out of lives, you're out, and it's down to like other people. That one's really fun. That's Chase the Ace, or Kill Thy Neighbor, or like other names that it's called. Add the 31 is really fun. So aces are 11 points. Face value cards are the number that they are. Jacks, queens, and kings are 10. So everybody gets dealt out 3 cards. Pile goes in the middle. You flip over that card. Now, it doesn't matter who starts. We always did youngest to oldest, and then like we went from like next person around. Anyways, so you can either pick up the face value card, or face value. You can pick up the card that's in the discard pile, or you could pick from the deck. But you can only have 3 cards in hand, so you have to swap out what you have. The goal is to have 3 of the same suit. And you want to be able to get 231 or closest to 31. when you get there, you knock on the table. So like when it's your turn, you knock, and then everybody else is going their turn, and then you flip it over. If you go over 31, you're out. If somebody else, you could think like you could be really close to 31, and it's say like you have 27 points. Well, when you do that and everybody gets done with their round and they flip over, that person could have, the person next to you could have 28. So, and then like other people could have like 10 or 14 or whatever, and like with that person with 28 won. It's fun. That's a good one to play. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, but it's just like I want to play the game Trash. Look up these games on YouTube if you want to. Write them down. I plan on getting some more card books, and I'm planning on getting some more deck of cards because I have a black pair with blue letters on it, and it's great. But let me tell you, like they're waterproof, and I think the ones I'm getting are waterproof, but they are just, you can't see them. Like you can, but you can't. And I want to be able to see my cards. And I'm saying like I want to be able to sit down and not have an overabundance of light or whatever, and each person can see their cards without going, because it's black with like blue. My aunt has the black with the red letters because it was a 2-pack, so I gave her that one. But yeah, mine's gonna be pink. I'm excited. I'm ordering those, and I'm ordering a card shuffler. I can't shuffle, and I have a hard time with it. My kids have a hard time with it. They'll learn when they get older. But yeah, I'm gonna get a card shuffler, and then I want to be able to. I'm getting one on Amazon. I think it's like 16 to 18 bucks, and you could do like Uno cards, Skippo cards, base 10 cards, regular deck cards, all of them. Yeah, you just split them in half, set them down, and you hit the button and it does it. It's rechargeable. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I like to play card games. I like to be able to go and take the same deck of cards and play different games when we want to switch it up. But yeah, just trip pastime. Alright, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.